Hello, welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today I'm going to talk to you about another underrated film. And it's actually a rarity that I believe A24, known for its artsy, unusual, and bizarre films, sometimes they like to come out with just fun films, just fun little movies that try to appease the mainstream but have a little different approach to it with like Free Fire and then somewhat everything everywhere all at once. But here I'm going to recommend, and this is really a chick flick for action movies. Barely Lethal. It's a action comedy starring Halie Stienfeld, Sophie Turner, Jessica Alba, and Samuel L. Jackson. It's a story of a teenager who was raised to be an assassin through this uh, all girls raised uh, government organization led by Samuel Jackson. Haley Steinfeld's character decides to take a leap of faith of faking her own death to adapt to a normal high school life and to begin a high school, experience the high school life while also being alert of a rogue agent who used to be a part of the agency that Samuel Jackson leads and Haley Steinfeld is a part of. She goes out for revenge on a revenge plot against the organization and anything that gets in her way. And really, this is a fun film. This is really not really like a deep film, but it's just a fun little teenage movie with some interesting action set pieces, and I'm actually surprised what they were able to pull off. I don't know what the budget of this film was, but I can tell it was barely under 20 mil, or maybe probably less than that. I think this was a direct to TV or direct, not direct to TV, a direct cinema, whatever the streaming program is at. Where it's kind of one of those films where it has an interesting premise, and I feel like it kind of does capitalizes the movie. Yeah, it's an action comedy. And what I really like about this film is the performances, and really, this is just a fun film that I really am kind of surprised about. And it plays out like those teenage movies, coming of age movies, where you normally used to see, where you have a character who is trying to find out her identity by experiencing high school. And you see that. You see that with Haley Seinfeld. And with her character, she doesn't really. Hold on. Her character, you see her. She basically feels like she's missing out on life. She's missing out on the life she wants to lead and grew tiresome of the assassin life. So she fakes her own death and to, you know, figure out what it means to live a normal life. And when Samuel Jackson's character, her boss, picks up on it, of course, he encourages her to come back and warns her a few times that she chooses to retain this lifestyle. He is not reliable or responsible for any decision that she leads. Also, you have Jessica Alba's character, who's actually pretty good as a villain. There are some moments in here where I'm actually surprised. I mean, she's not in the movie a lot. She's in the beginning, she's a little bit in the middle, and then you see her at the end. Where I mean, that's not the focus of her character. I feel like her character is underused in this film, and she's kind of in the beginning, in the middle, and then the end, and that's it. I mean, her end goal really is to take her down, Haley Steinfeld's character, while being undercover. Well, she chooses to be undercover on her own will of faking her own death and not realizing it could also potentially put her in danger because Jessica Alba wants revenge for getting caught by Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld somehow escapes, fakes her death, wanting to become a regular teenager. And I actually like the dynamic between Halie Steinfeld and I was going to say Nick Fury and Samuel L. Jackson. Those two have some pretty good chemistry here, especially when it comes to them basically the kind of lifestyle that they led and their opposing views on it. And it gets really interesting, especially the part where Samuel Jackson disguises a bus man and picks up students and has a discussion with her and tells her, if you do this, if you really want to do this, I am not going to be there to help you out because that's not what we do. We're not in a rescue mission. We're in the assassination mission. It's a fun movie. I mean, it's it. I think it's one of the better chick flicks, and then it's an action comedy, so it's kind of right up my field. Um, and it doesn't really play out for gags. It's mostly the gags. The comedy is more situational, so they don't force humor where it feels like it doesn't need to be. The humor kind of comes out naturally in the situations of the characters that they are in, such as two girls fighting over a guy, or forgetting something about prom, or competition. It escalates even further the more Halie Steinfeld gets deeper into adapting to the high school life. The more she, starts to love it, enjoy it, and knowing that the more she's there, she is potentially putting her foster family in danger when Jessica Alba's goons figure out, who she is and what she's doing. You know, this was a fun film, barely lethal. Have you seen it? Comment below, let me know. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a film, just for a good time. Now available on HBO Max, A24, and let me know what is your favorite A24 film and what is your favorite underrated movie.